Welcome to Secondary Voices and Topics from today's high school students.
All right, this is Colton, and
I am Kason.
we're doing a podcast. We're doing the Cryptcast.
Cryptcast.
That's what we're calling it, yeah. All right, today, this failed a while ago because I tried doing this together thing. We're doing a Bigfoot podcast for this one. So, yeah, we'll start with just what have you heard about Bigfoot? I'm curious.
Yeah. What have I heard about?
Yeah.
Not a lot. Well, I mean, I guess it's more like I know what the general public knows, which isn't really a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I've heard a little bit about it, but we're going to cover that in this. All right, so here's one source we have. It's from the Wikipedia, so obviously it's very credible.
Very.
All right, Bigfoot is also commonly referred to as Sasquatch, is a large and hairy human-like mythical creature. Alleged by some to inhabit forests in North America, particularly in the Pacific. I can't talk right now. Holy Pacific Northwest. Bigfoot is featured in both American and Canadian folklore and has become an enduring icon in popular culture.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, not much to say about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because mostly a lot of the forests. I think it's more of like an American thing that we might have quote unquote made up.
Yeah. I mean, there could be like some resemblance to like folklore from Native American tribes, but
That's true. That's kind of like the Wendigo.
yeah, like just going back, because a lot of these have an origination point, and generally it's like 100 years ago, or probably more.
I think
sometimes.
the original point of this, a really good, like, big one, is what's it called? Like 1830s or so.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that. It's called the Patterson-Gimlin photo film, something along the lines of that. All right. Enthusiasts of the subject, such as those within the pseudoscience and cryptozoology, have offered various forms of dubious evidence to prove Bigfoot's existence, including anecdotal claims, that's a weird-looking word, of sightings as well as alleged photographs, video, and audio recordings, hair samples, and casts of large footprints. However, scholars and academics consider Bigfoot and alleged evidence to be a combination of folklore, misidentification, and a hoax rather than a living animal. I kind of understand that. Because, like, if you're a scientist and you just devote your life to something like this and it like, turns out to be fake, it's like your entire life is gone.
Yeah. And also, most scientists generally like to just look at the facts, so people who really study that stuff are just trying to find facts.
Yeah, and with a whole lot, not a lot of facts, and there's not a lot of two.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find facts when something's as mysterious as Bigfoot.
Yeah. All right, where was I? All right. Nope. Here. Folklorists? That's a weird word. Trace the phenomenon of Bigfoot to a combination of factors and sources, including the European wild man figure, folktales in indigenous cultures. Examples of similar folktales of wild hair-covered humanoids exist throughout the world, such as the skunk ape of southeastern United States, the Almas, Yurun, and Yeti of Asia, the Austrian Yowie, and the creatures of mythology's indigenous people. You know, the Yowie is like a small Bigfoot.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I heard apparently they allegedly get in like fist fights with people.
Maybe it's just like a small Irish guy who's really angry.
Yeah, like just beat up everyone. It's like a 6'8" beats up everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's all we have for this one. For this, and then do you want to read the little encounter story?
Sure.
There you go.
So this is an encounter story from Reddit. I mean, Reddit can be credible. Sometimes
3% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, depends how much you want to believe him, I guess.
Depends how gullible you are.
Yeah. So this is the beginning of the story. As much as I doubt what we actually saw, I will tell you the story as it was. 20 plus years ago, I was riding in a caravan of vehicles on I-5. We were headed towards Dallas for a softball tournament. I don't know exactly where we were, but we could have left Interstate 5 and been on a highway. But all of the sudden, we stopped along several other vehicles off the shoulder. Off into the woods to our right was what appeared to be a Bigfoot. It was moving fairly quickly through... Oh, that's a mistype. It was moving very quickly through the, I think, city, it's supposed to be, and heading diagonally away from the highway. One of the dads who was traveling with us got out his rifle, looked through the scope, and said that he was not willing to shoot it because he cannot confirm what he was looking at. He just said that it was big and upright, which we all also witnessed. And after this, we stopped at a rest area not too much further up the highway, and my teammates and I drew Bigfoot with sidewalk chalk that we had with us and took pictures to remember the incident. It was a pretty memorable experience for me, but to this day, I am not certain what we were looking at. I'm well into my 30s now, and it's all blur of a memory. I'm certain that if I dig through my boxes of photos, I'd be able to find that picture of us, but I don't think anyone took pictures at that time it was happening. The thing about the experience is that we were not the only ones who saw it. There were several vehicles who stopped with us, who were not a part of our caravan. They were all just as confused as we were, looking at. So I know for sure it was not a typical wildlife encounter, nor was it an encounter with something that everyone could easily agree on. There's probably a total of 20 people who got out of their vehicles and looked at this thing running through the woods. That's the end of the story.
That also could have been like a weird mutated bear. A bipedal bear.
A bipedal bear. The North American bipedal bear.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, large and hairy. That's basically described to everything in the forest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of things that are large, hairy, and bipedal, but...
That's true. Unless like it's a really weird moose.
There were allegedly a lot of people who stopped with them, though, so... Maybe there's a little bit of credit behind it, but...
Again, allegedly.
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 There was no evidence backing it, so...
All right, now this is probably going to be a real long article. This is the cowboy behind legendary Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot. Marks 50th anniversary. So, you know that? Yeah, I'll show you the photo.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Yeah,
It's from
so
the,
that's actually a video.
Yeah, that was the...
Patterson-Gimlin film, yeah.
It was the video that, like, really got it popularized, I think.
Yeah, it's what really blew up the Bigfoot, and it was, don't know what year, but apparently 50th anniversary, the 27th, or no, the 17th, 2017. So apparently, my math's correct, 1960s or so.
Maybe 50 years? 70s?
Yeah, somewhere under that. So.
Around that time period.
Yeah. But let's see. Yeah, so it's the original people who made it apparently was, what does that say? It's illegal in Canada to kill a Sasquatch. It's very random. But yes, that's apparently frame 352 of the Patterson-Gimlin film. The original recorders were someone named Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin. Original names. All right. The footage is grainy. It runs 59.5 seconds, and yet, I have no clue what that is. To its aficionados, no clue what that is the most significant short film ever made because it depicts Bigfoot. If you've seen it, you can probably picture what's known as the Patterson-Gimlin film, a dark, lumbering, hairy creature in the wilderness, and at one point turns and seems to look right at the camera. Bob Gimlin was with Roger Patterson near Bluff Creek at California when they shot the footage 50 years ago. Not this week. What week was this? October 19th, apparently. 2017. It was that week, apparently. 50 years ago that week. As it happens, Lost Carol Off spoke about the Gimlin and his iconic film, whether he believes Bigfoot is still out there. Here is the part of the conversation. Bob, it's been 50 years since you and Roger Patterson filmed that big hairy creature, quite something, eh? Yes, it was really quite, and it changed my life. Do you believe to this day that you saw Bigfoot? Yes, absolutely, no question in my mind. You and Roger Patterson weren't just out for a walk that day. You were looking for Bigfoot back in October 1967. Can you describe the moment that you first saw the creature? Oh, yes, I'll never forget that. It was a sunshiny day, a beautiful October 20th sunshiny day. It was just nice and warm. And the moment I saw her, I said, oh, my God, they do really exist. To see is to believe with me. Makes no sense. And why do you think it was female? Well, the mammary glands. Oh, she had breasts.
Oh.
So apparently, this Bigfoot had breasts. Apparently.
Confirmed, everybody.
all Bigfoot are women. Oh,
Yep.
That's funny. Oh, yeah, but this was happening so fast that I never even thought about that. Period. That was all put together after people started watching the footage. Were you scared? I didn't have time to be scared. It was something surprising. I've been an outdoorsman all my life. Big bull elk have jumped up in front of me, and big buck, deer, and bear and cougar. There was no time. This was all happening dramatically fast. It doesn't look like he was going very fast in the video. I think he was on like a little trot through the woods. Let me see if I can pull up the video. Hang on. Because I do not remember him walking that fast.
I mean, these people are just rude. They like come into this
Yeah, while you're recording
nice person's territory and then record them.
Yeah. And let him and his mammary glands be free.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Here we go. I think I found it. Oh man, that quality's awesome.
Yeah, just taking a trot.
Exactly. The thing I don't understand is why is the camera stationary? That's actually a
Yeah.
good question. Why is it stationary?
They were,
One of them was just in a monkey suit.
yeah, just walking around.
Yeah, I feel like that might
I
be
think
what
that's
happened.
probably, I mean, well, because the article earlier said it was, like, I mean, I don't know if it was originated or if it's said to be just in the American Northwest forests, but
He
California
says,
is
yeah,
very
California.
not Northwest.
Yeah, that's. I mean, maybe it was northwest part, like right up next to Washington.
Yeah.
Mine done
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
it could be, I
migrating.
guess, yeah.
Mine done a little migrating. But yeah, the fact that that camera's completely still. I don't think they had a tripod with them. They never said that. I mean,
No, I mean, they could have set up the
That's
cameras,
true,
but I
but
think he
that's
said that
stable.
he saw it and he was holding, or I'm
yeah. But also, that's stable in the middle of a forest. Like there's gonna be wind, at least
Yeah.
a little bit. So you're gonna be shaking a little bit.
mm-hmm.
That's a little weird. Let me see if I can find another one that isn't so square. It's a stabilized one. Rare unedited Bigfoot film. What is this? This is a man walking a donkey. Okay. All right. Oh, there's my phone. All right. Let's continue. That I'm scared. Of course, I've seen the footage. Many. I don't know what it says. Oh, sorry. Many people have seen and there are those who will tell you that it looks like somebody in a gorilla suit. I just said that.
Odd.
I wonder why. This is so short. We're doing this wrong. Whatever. The gorilla suit. What do you have to say to those people? If you've ever heard of Bill Munns, who was a special effects man in Hollywood for 30-some years, and he went to that he went into that film footage to prove that it was false. After he studied it for so long, he said, I was there. I was the best there was in special effects, and he said I couldn't come up with anything close to a man in a suit that looked like that. So apparently, a really big special effects guy couldn't even think how someone could do that.
I wonder if he went to Spirit Halloween
Exactly.
to find.
Maybe like a custom $4,000 fursuit.
Yeah.
One of those.
Well, at that point, does that just make you like a furry?
I think that does. If you dress up as a monkey, breasts,
Well, monkey with
mammary glands.
mammary glands.
Yeah.
Spend $4,000 on it.
That'd be a really big waste. Oh, yeah. There's a photo of a Bigfoot costume right there, actually. You see it?
Oh yeah.
Looks almost exactly like that.
I think maybe he tried to upscale it a little too much.
Yeah, another thing, too, though,
'Cause
is let me look at that.
It looks like a
Go back up to
in the
photo.
video. It looks like maybe somebody who's like 6 foot.
It looks more like a 5-foot man. If you let me zoom in a little bit more, and you can literally just looks like a 5-foot guy. 'Cause
I
you can
mean,
see rocks. And
It's kind of
stuff in the
far
background.
though, so
That's
it could be
true.
like 6 foot.
That's true, but 6 foot's average for a dude.
Yeah,
Unless they got like, well, that was also a woman, Bigfoot.
women big. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe I don't know what average Bigfoot height is, but
average woman Bigfoot height has got to be around the average male height, I reckon.
then male Bigfoot height's gonna be like 8 foot something,
Yeah.
like the Yowie. All right, where is this? Now, what do you think the Bigfoot is? Oh man, it's funny. He's just like with big forest people. All right. That is one of the biggest questions that everybody has got. Okay, this is what I go with. Now, they're forest people. They were put here on this planet for a really good reason until we learn more about them and what they do and how they do it and their family structures and so forth. To make any statement about what they really are, I'd be so far out of line, I just wouldn't even do it to me. They're just big forest people. I mean, that's also called a hermit,
Yeah.
unless, like,
I mean, I've got to give him a little bit of credit at least. If it's been 50 years and he still avidly
believes it.
believes it.
Well, you need, I think, if you're going to believe something after 50 years, you have to do more digging instead of just taking a video. Like, they profited
Yeah.
a lot from that, too.
They
is the
did.
thing. And, like, a really big thing with, like, I can't talk right now.
Legitimacy.
There you go. Is like how much money you could make if you lied about it, which obviously if they did lie about it, they would have made
And if they come out
So
now
much
and say it was fake, then
it would I'm pretty sure Bob died of cancer a while ago. So it
Wow.
would have mattered.
yeah.
And especially because they already made the money
Yeah.
and they're already famous. And I'm pretty sure they alluded to it before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they said, like in quote, that it might have been someone in a monkey suit. But they don't know.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like pointing fingers, which is
This is all alleged though. We don't have a
alleged.
direct clue.
Yeah, I think
So
it is somewhere here. Might be somewhere later in this, but what is this? What is that about? Okay, anyway. Well, they're so elusive. Your film is considered to be one of the few times anyone can say they think they saw Bigfoot. What do you think that creature appeared to you that day? One guy is deceased now, but he came up with the idea that she was there to be seen and filmed, and she wouldn't have been there if it wouldn't be for me. So basically, he's saying, don't go looking for the Bigfoot. I'm the reason you found it.
yeah,
That's a little weird.
that is odd.
I don't think a Bigfoot.
This person in a gorilla suit would only have come out if I was there.
Yeah. I don't think the Bigfoot came out just because they're like, oh, look, there's a random dude. Sure, he'll do.
Yeah.
If it was more like that, more people would have found him.
Yeah, it's like this guy is. Come here.
That's a nice looking camera.
Let me take a look at that.
Yeah. All right, this story just took a turn. You think she knew you and she wanted to appear to you? Well, that's what I would have been. That's what I've been told. I had no idea. But anyway, if that's it, I'm hoping that I'm sending a message. Isn't gonna be reading or listening to the podcast you're doing an interview with.
Probably not.
It's a Bigfoot. It's in the middle of the forest. For crying out loud! You literally said it's a big old forest person.
I mean, they might have some crazy tech out there. We've never found one of their houses.
Like the Egyptians and like how they're accused to have like crazy good stuff that knocked them back into the Stone Age.
Yeah.
All right. So you think that she appeared to you in order to speak to you, to give you some kind of message to take to the world? Sounds so fake, especially when you word it like that. All right. This is what it is. The film footage, no one has ever come close to saying. Well, that they say it could be a man in a suit, but they've never, ever proved anything. It's been to Russian scientists. It's been all over the world to different scientists. Why do you lead with Russian scientists? Makes no sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you
Maybe
want,
because the film came out like near the end of the Cold War,
yeah,
but
I don't think
that
so.
still just doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
why would you send a specifically Russian scientist to try and find these people?
Especially, yeah, because it's reported to be in our area, not Russia.
Yeah.
So why give it to Russians? Also, they literally caused. Pretty sure they didn't Russian scientists like half the reason Chernobyl happened. Not trust them for that.
Well, it was more like lack of following the proper precautions. But that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. The next paranormal thing, Chernobyl.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of people who believe in you. They call themselves Bigfooters.
Bigfoot.
That sounds like a guy who needs a custom shoe size. And one of the Bigfooters told Outside Magazine that meeting Bob Gimlin to a Bigfooter, it's like meeting the President of the United States if you're an American, or meeting the Pope if you're Catholic. Well, that's a little strong. I don't look at it that way. I'm just Bob Gimlin. No, so it was Roger Patterson, who I think died of cancer.
Yeah.
I think it's stomach cancer. That guy that's trying to send the message out there that don't be shooting at them, don't be trying to kill them, and don't be running away, screaming away from them. So apparently, let's with the interview. So that's it. That's basically the important stuff in the interview.
Yeah.
Is Bob dead? 'Cause this is like
2017.
this is like almost.
But I think
it's
he
like 5
said
years
in
ago.
there that the other one died.
But I don't think he did. Bob Gimlin. He's still alive. He's 92.
Damn.
Holy. He made a Bigfoot. He made a movie called Man vs. Bigfoot. That's funny.
I feel like if you really believe that it's real, you wouldn't make a movie called Man versus Bigfoot.
Yeah. What's the word?
Or maybe it's like a documentary.
Roger Patterson.
But
Yeah, he died. I don't think he died. No, I guess he did die then. Yeah. January 15th, 1972 is when he died.
oh,
He was only 40 years old.
unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, he died of cancer.
May he rest in peace.
Unless he's like, okay.
Unless he's lying to us.
Exactly. Truth and only the truth. All right. As it happens, and it has been done a number of stories on Bigfoot over the years. And despite Bob Gimlin's wishes that we all treat the forest creature with respect, we've spoken to someone who tried to shoot Sasquatch back in the day 1979. You know how much that would suck if you like went to go shoot Sasquatch, quote unquote, and you just shot like a guy out in the forest in accident?
Yeah.
That's a fun little lawsuit. From our archives, here hosts Alan Maitland and Barbara Frum with the 16-year-old shooter, Tim Miser. That's it? Is that the entire article? So apparently a 16-year-old tried to shoot some hairy dude in the woods. Is there anything else, or is that's just all ads? Oh, well, that's all I have for there.
I think it's interesting. I think Bigfoot could be real, but if he is, we have to have more evidence because
Yeah, and I feel like we would have found them by now, genuinely.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of good tech now, and the amount of people who own drones and things like that.
yeah,
Like, and all the stuff that, what's it called? The government, like, isn't even showing us that they actually do have, like, when the F-22 Phantom, that was there for 3 or 4 years before they actually probably let us know about it. Because there's multiple stories about people who've seen things like that, and they're like, oh, what is that?
That's also where like a lot of UFO stories come from. But it's just like
like
military grade tech.
Did you actually hear about that Miami alien thing?
Uh,
Have you not seen that?
no, I haven't.
Well, we'll have to talk about that, actually. That might be next. Maybe, or the Wendigo. Let me show you this real quick. In Miami a little bit ago, there was like a 40, 50 police entourage. And what's it called? Oh, that's all I meant. Oh, here it is. And you can kind of see it. But there was there was like over 100 police officers surrounding the entire area, and there's like this weird, huge, like 10-foot figure on site. And
Jeez.
yeah, this is really recently. This was January 5th, apparently, when this got uploaded. And no one knows what it was, and people have like gone and tried to talk to the police officers, and they just shut it down like that, like instantaneously.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is they're not really allowed to talk about any like viral media stuff.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure someone tried to talk about it like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
It's been pretty long where I feel like it could be talked about.
Well, suppose that's the topic for next time.
Yeah, just aliens in general, actually. It's a good idea.
Yeah. We might have to do multiple parts on that, though. There's a lot.
There's a lot of aliens. All right, well, that was the Cryptcast with Colton
Kason,
and we'll be back probably next time talking about something else goofy.
thank you for listening.
That's right.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Secondary. If you enjoy this content, then please, by all means, share it out. Subscribe to us on Spotify and all the other platforms where you listen to your podcast. Until the next episode, we'll see you then.